Good morning, scientists. This is Mr. Overholt with the Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools Science Department. It's outside to see what the skies will tell us today. We have a lot of clouds covering, but we're seeing the blue peeking through. They're not thick clouds. Um, I would definitely think we're going to see a day. It's going to be a nice one, I think. Let's go ahead and watch and see what the data is telling us. Looking at our weather link data high atop Moore Magnet Elementary School, we see that we're currently seeing 58 degrees Fahrenheit. Light winds are out there. They are coming from the southwest today. We'll show you that in just a minute. Humidity is 87%, so it's a little bit higher than yesterday. That's why we're seeing the clouds that we do have out there. Bet you that that's going to decrease as we go through the day because those clouds look like they're going to be breaking up and we're going to see some more sunshine. We don't have any precipitation coming in the rain gauge today. And our barometer, our air pressure for the day is 30, 30, 30, and 3/10 of an inch of mercury. So it's rising slowly. Yesterday we were a little bit higher than that, and we got some precipitation. And I looked at it yesterday, and we talked a lot about data plus observations, and I'll be able to describe what it is. And I said I didn't understand why, with the humidity at 82% and our pressure at 30.36 yesterday, and it was increasing. I said that I think it was just because we had some increased air moisture in the air, and I was kind of puzzled by it. And as I was scrolling through Twitter, and this is the meteorologist from Greensboro yesterday says, definitely wrong about this forecast this morning. The batch of rain moving through, it appears that the warm front has more moisture than expected, which is why we have some showers instead of just clouds. These won't last all day. Should be mainly in the morning. So I wasn't the only one who thought that looked odd. So even the professionals said that that looked odd to them too. So uh, if you watched yesterday's video, which I had some technical difficulties and it didn't load very well, so if you haven't, go ahead and check it out. Let's look at our journal for today and do our comparisons. So our time's a little bit different. That's there. I need to change my time. It was 8:09 when I did it. I did not change that. There we go. And we're looking at an increase of about 8 degrees from yesterday. As he said, a warm front did come through. Pressure is a little bit lower than yesterday. Our winds are coming from the southwest, and that's kind of important for us to look at. That might be part of it too, is we had the upper level cooling that will help to cause the condensation and more moisture to be in the atmosphere. That might have had something to do with it. I could be completely wrong on that one, but it's just my hypothesis. We're not seeing any rain, and I didn't see much of anything that amounted to much yesterday. Partly cloudy. We could see some blues coming through the skies. I would call them stratus because there was a pretty solid cover. They just were not thick clouds today. Um, Cool and cloudy. Let's adjust that. There we go. And so let's go ahead and check out our current weather map and see what our observations on the map are. 2 days ago we had all H's, and now we've got a bloody mess. So we've got H's and L's, high pressures, low pressures, um, warm fronts, stationary fronts, cold fronts, occluded fronts. So we got the whole fruit salad in here, a little bit of everything. So why are we warmer? We see this long warm front that's here. Remember, 2 days ago we had a lot of winds coming from the south to the northwest, so that was our spot there. It was because of these high pressures. I think they were causing them to push in that direction. So that's bringing us there. I'll bet you when we get to the windy map, we'll look and see. But I'll bet you that's where our jet stream is sitting, and we know that the jet stream is the dividing line between the cold polar air and the warm tropical air, and we're going to see that warm temperatures are rising as we're coming through here. See that the warm front isn't up further north here, which probably will tell us that the more tropical air is pulling up. So this will tell me that I think that tomorrow we should have a greater increase in temperature because the jet stream is pulling even more warm air up to the north. So um, We also see there's some precipitation that's coming off of this. This is part of the precipitation that came off with that warm front, and that's moisture actually came from the Gulf of Mexico and it's been driving all the way up from Texas, Louisiana, all the way up into the Great Lakes. I think they're going to have some nasty weather. Family right here in the southern part of Michigan. I bet you it's going to get nasty there this afternoon if we keep our eye on that. All right, let's keep on moving here. Our windy map. So currently we can see that we're at, this is saying 59 degrees. See, over here we have some lighter colors. This is where that warm front has come is right through here. We can see that to the north of that is, this is almost 20 degrees difference between here and there. However, if we come here, this is where that warm front is, we're at the same temperature as we are here. So usually we say that the latitude, the distance away from the equator, the further you get away, the greater the change in temperature is. But as we see here, um, this is probably 500 miles to our north. It is the same temperature, and that's because that high pressure has moved these winds up into there and taken the warm air with them. You notice our winds are coming from the south, driving more warmth up into there, so we should see that as an impact there today. Um, let's look at our winds. I just want to see what we can find out with our jet stream. So we have, I said, some light southwesterly winds, 5 miles an hour. Oftentimes, it's not registering on the wind vane at more because it sits down a hill and within some trees around it. So it's kind of blocking our wind speeds that are there. So let's go ahead and raise the surface level up and let's take it up to about 7,000 meters, which is in that 7 to 9 mile range is where our jet stream often is located. And there we go. Let's cross that out. So here, this is where our polar jet is. We see that as we get to Canada at this location, Minnesota, Wisconsin, it really does build a ridge. So this is where that jet stream is. And when that happens, it's pushing all of this or pulling all this warm tropical air north with it. When it dips like this is when it pulls that cold polar air down. Why we had some cooler temperatures the last couple days. Um, Yesterday morning, we were sitting right around 60 degrees at this time, and I'm sorry, 50 degrees yesterday at this time. And up here where the family is in northern Michigan, they had a low Wednesday morning of 16 degrees. So that's because this dip in jet stream was there. Let's go ahead and drag this back down. Let's look and see what we have for our cloud cover here. Here in North Carolina, we see that we do have some clouds. And let's see what our percentage is at 42. And if we look forward this afternoon, this evening, we should be pretty well cleared out. Now, we started talking yesterday about tropical storm that possibly could form in the Atlantic. So I'm going to look at the pressure and we look to see if anything happens down through here as we get into Saturday morning. We should see something happening. Here is the tropical storm where it could form. It is just going to be a tropical depression right now at low pressure. Um, be a tropical storm, the wind speeds need to increase to being greater than 47 miles an hour, somewhere in that range. And so Saturday morning, let's go a little bit later in the day when the temperatures increase. That should take us up a little bit. We get some more wind speeds. So we have 20-mile-an-hour winds. Let's get into the red. That's where it's going to be greater. And if we click on gusts, we see that we could be hitting 52-mile-an-hour gusts in there. So I do believe that this has got a shot at it. So if this continues to go, and that's the European model, the BFS is slightly lower. So let's go ahead and just keep our eye on this. Tomorrow we'll look at it and we'll see what the North American model has to say as well. So be good. Have a good day. Stay healthy. And don't forget, we do science well.